This is the story of an ordinary man who joins the JNG protests on the streets and overnight becomes a national hero. From an underground rapper to the country's prime minister, Balen Shah's journey as soon as he came to power took the lives of established politicians, and he began to rule the hearts of the public. When the country's system was completely corrupt and youth were bleeding in the streets, this 35-year-old civil engineer brought the entire political system to its knees. In this story, you will see the dark side of politics and the truth of revolution that you never imagined. Fasten your seatbelts, because this story of Balen Shah's revolution will keep you engaged until the end. Balen Shah, fondly known as Balen Shah by the people of Nepal, was born on April 27, 1990 in Kathmandu. Coming from a very middle-class family, Balen's father, Ram Narayan Shah, is an Ayurveda practitioner, and his mother, Drovdevi Shah, is a housewife. From childhood, Balen had a burning desire to do something different. He had a deep passion for music and poetry, but he never compromised on his education. Balen earned a degree in civil engineering from Himalayan White House College, and then a master's degree in structural engineering from VAIT in Nagpur, India. In 2018, he married Sabina Kafil and became a family man. But there was another person hidden inside Balen, an underground rapper. His first rap song, Sadak Balek, was released in 2012, and in 2013 his rap battles on the YouTube platform Robbers went so viral that he became a youth icon in Nepal. The lyrics of his songs clearly reflected systemic corruption and the pain of the common man. He often said in his songs that revolution is consciousness. But Balen soon realized that simply singing on stage wouldn't change the system. If he wanted to clean up the mess, he had to get into it himself. In 2022, he made the bold decision to contest the Kathmandu mayoral election. Running as an independent candidate without the support of any political party was nothing short of madness. Old-time politicians mocked him, saying, "This guy's making a mountain out of a molehill, he doesn't even know the basics of politics." But when the voting results came in, those old guard were left reeling. Balen shocked everyone by garnering over 38% of the vote, becoming Kathmandu's 15th mayor. As soon as he became mayor, Balen showed the world his action persona. He began bulldozing illegal structures and decimating the land mafia. Balen's work style was so aggressive and transparent that Time magazine selected him among the top 100 emerging leaders in 2023. But the public didn't know that this was just a trailer, and the real political earthquake was yet to come. Upon assuming the mayor's seat, Balen Shah's most daring and shocking action was to unleash the Tukucha River, which had been buried for years beneath the giant Nepal Cinema Hall. For years, corrupt politicians and land mafia had buried this historic river 15 feet underground in a brick-domed tunnel, building massive commercial buildings and malls on it. Undeterred by any pressure, Balen simply called for a bulldozer and brought the river back to the public. When wealthy businessmen and powerful figures protested, Balen asserted that the rules were equal for everyone. Subsequently, when Balen tried to evict landless squatters who had illegally occupied government land and riverbanks, the federal government flatly refused to support him. This began a fierce clash between Balen Shah and the central government. Balen, unlike any other politician, was not one to be cowed down. He responded with a stone to a stone, simply stopping the garbage collection at Singha Durbar. Singha Durbar is the site of the Prime Minister's office and all the country's major ministries. Balen posted a long list of 14 reasons on Facebook why he would not clean up the central government's garbage. His bold move spread like wildfire throughout Nepal. He put up a map of Greater Nepal in his office, representing a strong nationalism. When older politicians tried to pressure him, Balen issued an open challenge on social media. "Even all of you together can't harm me." The post went viral on the internet in just 22 minutes, garnering over 34,000 reactions. The youth now saw Balen as their ultimate hero. Politicians thought they could easily suppress this mayor, but they had no idea that a cataclysmic event was soon to hit the country, uprooting the entire corrupt system and placing Balen at the highest echelon. Nepal's previous government was deeply mired in corruption. The country's youth, frustrated by unemployment, were forced to migrate to the Middle East in search of work. When the youth began exposing the government on social media, the government of then Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, out of fear, completely blocked 26 social media websites including Facebook, WhatsApp, and YouTube on September 4, 2025. This government action proved to be like adding fuel to the fire. As soon as the internet was banned, the entire Nepalese youth took to the streets to express their anger. That day, September 8, 2025, became the most horrific and darkest day in Nepal's history. Hundreds of thousands of students and youth dressed in school uniforms gathered to protest at Mathagar Mandala in Kathmandu. Police used water cannons and tear gas against the peacefully protesting youth. However, when the public began moving towards Parliament, the police opened fire with live ammunition, creating chaos in the streets. Police also fired tear gas inside the civil service hospital where injured students were being treated. This brutality shook the entire nation. On September 9th, angry mobs set fire to the homes of several politicians. Former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli's Balkot residence was also attacked. The situation spiraled so out of control that 3,513 dangerous prisoners escaped from Central Jail Sundra. In these 2 days of violence, 76 innocent people lost their lives, including 22 protesters, and over 2,000 were seriously injured. Seeing the bloodshed on the streets, PM KP Sharma Oli was forced to resign on September 9, 2025. The entire government collapsed, anarchy had spread across the country, and the army had to take charge of security. This was a revolution that shattered the old system. After the fall of the government, a power vacuum was created in the country. The Nepal army invited JNG representatives for talks. But when youth leader Raksha Bam saw that the army was bringing in corrupt politicians and controversial businessman Durga Prasad as stakeholders, he immediately walked out. The youth no longer wanted to trust any old faces. Subsequently, the youth shifted their protest to digital platforms. More than 145,000 members joined a server called Youth Against Corruption on the Discord app. Through online voting, former Chief Justice Sushila Karki was elected interim Prime Minister with 3,833 votes. Upon assuming power, Sushila Karki dissolved Parliament and announced new elections for March 2026. Now the nation's hopes rested solely on Balen Shah. Balen joined the RSP and was directly appointed as the prime ministerial candidate. In a masterstroke, Balen announced his candidacy from Japa 5 constituency, the strongest stronghold of former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. Oli had not lost an election there since 1991. This political battle was akin to David and Goliath, but when the election results came in, the entire world was shocked. Balen Shah secured 68,348 votes, defeating KP Sharma Oli by a massive margin of 49,614 votes. No one had ever received so many votes in Nepal's history. The RSP set a record by winning 182 out of 275 seats, reaching close to a two-thirds majority. The pride of older politicians was shattered. On March 27, 2026, at just 35 years old, Balen Shah became the world's youngest serving. Expected that Balen would also change his position. But on the morning of March 28, 2026, the day after taking the oath, Balen sent the police to arrest former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and former Home Minister Ramesh Lekhak from their homes. They were charged with criminal negligence and involvement in the September 2025 protests that resulted in the deaths of 76 people. Balen's Home Minister, Sudan Gurung, sent a clear message to the public that this was not political revenge but the beginning of justice, as no one is above the law. Soon after, Balen passed a 100-point agenda at his first cabinet meeting, which transformed the entire administrative system. The biggest surgical strike was carried out on the education sector. Balen knew that politicians always use universities to build their vote bank. Therefore, he permanently banned political student unions at the school and college level. In their place, a non-partisan student council would be formed within 90 days, working solely for the rights of students. To reduce the mental pressure of studies on children, all internal exams up to grade 5 were completely cancelled. Furthermore, Balen passed a strict order regarding healthcare, requiring all private and public hospitals in the country to keep 10% of their total beds completely free for poor and destitute patients. Any hospital that failed to comply would have its license immediately revoked. The Balen government reduced the number of federal ministries to just 17 to save public money. These decisions were so swift and effective that for the first time, the public felt that their votes had truly brought about a revolution. Balen Shah's vision wasn't limited to education or politics. He also implemented significant ground-level changes in women's safety and youth employment. To ensure women's safety, the Balen government took the remarkable decision to launch the Blue Bus service in all 7 provinces. Within the first 100 days, 25 blue buses equipped with advanced safety features were put on the roads, allowing women to travel safely and without worry. Balen also set a mega target of creating 1.2 million jobs for the future of youth. Balen wanted to ensure Nepal's youth didn't have to travel to the Middle East for employment, and to make Nepal a global export hub. To eradicate rampant corruption from the system, Balen Shah formed a high-level committee to investigate the properties of all corrupt politicians from 1991 to the present. This created an atmosphere of fear among those who had been enjoying the benefits of VIP culture for years. Balen imposed a strict ban on civil servants and teachers joining any political party, ensuring that government work could be carried out without bias. A civil engineer and underground rapper, he proved with his confidence that even a single person can clean up the entire system if their intentions are pure. Today, Balen Shah has become not just a politician but a real-life hero for Nepal's youth. With his courage and madness, he has written a new golden history showing the world the true power of youth. So friends, this was the complete story of Nepal's 35-year-old PM Balen Shah's rise from a rapper to the country's biggest hero. His bold decisions and aggressive attitude towards cleaning up the system have proven that no corrupt politician can stand in the face of Janji's unity. Which rule or action of Balen Shah's did you find most strong and public-friendly? Was it the rule regarding free beds in hospitals? Or tell us about the masterstroke behind banning student politics in the comments. If you enjoyed this gripping story and found it inspiring, please like the video and share it with your friends and family. Subscribe to our channel to continue receiving detailed and verified stories like this one. Take care of yourself and always speak up for what's right. See you in the next video with a new story.